Hey, it's Don the Auction Professor here. I've got some haul items here. I thought I would show you some interesting and different items. Something that you usually don't run into, but if you go to the right type of sales, this stuff shows up all the time. Now the first one here I'm going to actually get up for. This is a rather big item here. Now it might be a little hard to see what this is. It's a big, huge plastic piece, basically. This is actually a terrarium. I paid $5 for this, mind you. It's mid-mod century. These on eBay go for like 100 to say 150. It's missing the top finial that goes up here. Still a good purchase for $5. You may say, hey, it's huge. If you take this band off here, this top part flips and sets inside of this bottom section. And this comes off and then fits inside of that as well. So it all closes down into, say, a 3 foot by 2 foot area. Fairly easy to ship. There's standard size boxes you can get for this. So I'm going to go with this. This is a good item. I've had 2 others of these. They sold within, say, a day or 2 with a buy it now price, so I was very happy with that. So that's the type of thing that I get. Now here's another area that I personally buy, and this is an electric school clock or business clock of some sort. I've had dozens of these. It's a vintage original one. Now I took off the cover here, and I don't have all the screws back in yet to see what the condition looked like. I hooked this one up. I wired this in just to make sure it still works. It does still work. It does still spin, tick, the whole works. I don't know if it keeps accurate time, but it still works. So that's the key on this. This was $5 as well. $40, $50 I'll probably get out of something like this. Maybe a hair more. It's solid glass. This is an early one, 1950s-ish probably. Simplex, decent brand name as well. Some other things I found are these 1940s hanging light fixtures. Now it's missing the actual shade, which isn't a big deal. People will piece and part these together. This one was $2 here. It's original. It's got some decent paint on it. It's brass. Something like this I'll probably get, say, $20, $25 for, some in that range. The nicer one, though, is this one here. And again, this is an earlier one. Missing the shade, but any of the domed shades of the day from the 30s and 40s will fit on here. Has cloth covered wire. It's the original real deal. Nice deco-ish design on it. Still in fairly decent condition as well. So again, something like this one here, probably about $50 or better on it. This was $3 or $4 if I remember right. So either way, I'm happy on these. It's iron and brass. That's all this is made out of. This is a heavy duty one made to last. Now some other items that I swap on and constantly buy. Now, I've had probably a dozen or so sets like this. These are candelabras of some sort. Brass, and these are heavy. These got a lot of brass into them in all honesty. These probably weigh close to 5 pounds a piece. Real glass. Now even if some of these are missing, they can be replaced. They're still well worth it. This is something someone would be very happy to purchase. I sell stuff like this, say in the 75 to maybe 125 range. Usually a piece I can get that for on some of the nicer ones. This set here I'll probably put like $250 on it. This is probably from the 1930s. These are the real deal. These are heavyweight, nice, well constructed, soldered pieces. You can see the construction on that. I don't care if they're missing any of the actual prisms on it or not. You can find those and get replacement ones that will still work for those. So again, all this stuff shows up at barnyard sales. It's usually dark, dirty, dingy stuff. You're going to wear some clothes that don't really matter as much when you do this. Everything I'm showing you, I have almost nothing into it. So, you know, $5, a couple bucks, $2, $3, $4, $5, all that stuff's just pocket change considering what the stuff is worth. So now the next item here is a swag light. Now it's hanging from a chain. I actually have a light bulb in there. Now you'll run into these. Most of these are fairly common. This is a nice heavy glass globe. This one also has a reflector in it, and I don't know if you can see the reflector in there or not, but there's an actual brass tube with a pattern cut out into it, so it reflects light and bounces all over the wall with these. It has on the inside 2 raised bubbles that help to reflect the sunlight or the light from the lamp itself. So this was $10. I usually get 70 or so out of the ones with the reflectors in it, probably about half that out of the other ones. Won't have any problem selling it. Everything still works. It doesn't need to be rewired. It has the chain, the cord. It has the plug, the switch, everything on it. This is an original from, say, mid-60s or so. Maybe even back to the late 50s. But either way, again, something you would find. I dusted this off just a little bit. But you can see it's still pretty dusty. Here's another item I got. Now, this is another swag light. This is solid glass. It's leaded between vintage, probably 1940s or 50s. This was hanging in the barn. Now, it's been cut, so there's not much to these. You can literally rewire these just like a normal socket from a light. Chain's easy to get. They still make this chain. So for just a couple bucks into this, I yanked it down myself. Still really dusty, as you can see. In fact, let me just mark off a spot so you can see how dusty this thing is. I don't care if they're dark, dirty, dusty, as long as they're solid and together. And this one's a real nice shape one here. Now, I bought 3 of these. There was 3 of these hanging up in there in different areas. So I bought them all, paid $5 a piece for them. Can't knock that. Locally wise, I'll just put a few bucks into the parts. I should be able to get 45 or 50 bucks for these easily. If not, I may sell them online. I don't know. We may even keep them and put them out in the garage or something. Always a good thing to get. They hang from the ceiling. You don't need any floor space to take these up. They sell very well in working condition. So another good one here. And here's the last few things I got. I got a box of cylinder records. I've shown similar lots just like this. I paid 20 bucks for this. There's 2 in here that are ragtime. Should go for 50 or 60 bucks a piece. I sell maybe 1 or 2 of these every week for 15 to say 30 bucks on average for most of these type of cylinder records. Some of them are more complete than others. Some of them are a little better than others. There's some Columbia, a lot of Edison, Amberola is what these are. Really neat ones here too. So either way, these go very well. I'll piece these out or sell them a lot. There's probably a good 150 bucks back out of just this box slot right here. So any of this stuff I buy, I don't care what it is. On those, I know my prices on them. It goes along the lines of 78 records, so same type of music is on those also. So, and then I got this, and this was 10 bucks. Now, this is a nice one here. It's a Coleman. It's still in the box. I've had dozens of Coleman lanterns. This is a nice large size. Still has the mantles. It still has fluid in it, and not only does it have fluid, it has all the paperwork and the actual warranty card still in here, never sent in. Excellent condition. Looks like it was maybe used once. 10 bucks. This is probably 50 bucks easy. I'll have to drain it, of course, because it does still have some in it. But this is a nice example. Red ones would be better. I've shown some red ones in the past. Green ones are usually what I find, though. This is a nicer one than most. It weighs a lot more than most. It has just a little cleanup to do on the inside. But other than that, it almost looks like it was only used literally like once in its life and then thrown back in the box. Because it literally has fluid still in it. So, and it's a nice one, as I said. It's well marked on the bottom. Going out and finding this stuff. Now, we don't worry too much on size when it comes to stuff like this. The cylinder records will ship individually. This will be about one of the bigger things, as well as the terrarium. Again, the terrarium will break down and it'll be in a small size box with minimal cushion. Probably a 5-pound box, in all honesty. I'll figure that into the shipping. They're actually going to pay shipping for all the items. I don't worry about that kind of stuff at all. I've got some of the big M&M figures. I've sent those out. Those can be disassembled also, which I will do just to save the shipping. And most times that's no problem with the people buying it. Or you can sell any of this stuff locally on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. If you do it on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, you won't get as much as you would on eBay, in all honesty, though. So this is just a touch on this. This is the kind of stuff we find. I have one more thing here I'm going to show you, and I'm going to leave this as a contest. So the first person who tells me what these are, and I'm going to try and show them to you in a better version here. So again, they're different sizes. Some are identical size. They're all made out of wood. Very fine, hard wood too. Very sturdy. If anybody knows what these are and can tell me what they are and be the first person to tell me what these are and why they're worth something, I will give you a prize. You can send me your address when I call out the winner. And we will go from there. I won't announce what these are until probably a day or two from now, so people have time to look at it. They're over 100 years old also, so I'll give you that one on these. Other than that, I'm not going to tell you anything else. And the first person who can identify these will get something free, postage included, that I will mail out to you. So again, I'll show them to you one more time. I'll get a little closer. I am sure someone should know what these are. I know what they are, and I've had these many times. I do sell these things right here. And I'll give you an estimate on price for like this grouping here. I will probably get about 25 bucks for these, and I've got probably 70 more of these also. So be the first one to tell me what these are, and you will get a special prize straight from me, free on the house, including shipping. All I would need is your address. So hopefully that gave you some ideas on what we do, some thoughts. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell a friend.